picture's absolutely pristine, absolutely glorious. You've ruined me. Hasn't blown my ears, it's put a big smile on my face. If you're Tom Cruise and you don't have this, missing out.
You're not watching Mission Impossible in the best way, are you?
Absolutely. So as always, this is the bit that I get completely wildly excited about, because there's very few rooms I've ever experienced that are like the room that I'm going to show you. And there's various reasons for that. It's not just about the AV tech, it's the room design, the aesthetics, how plush the room is, and we're going to find out more about this incredible reference wisdom home theatre. You've done extremely well in life. Your pot of gold is immeasurable. You want to entertain your loved ones, and where money's no object, where budget is whatever it wants to be, what do you do with that? How do you go about designing a room, and what was the purpose of this room?
Good question. So I think the type of room that this is really needs to be experienced, right? If you are, no matter how wealthy you are, no matter how big your pot of gold is, if you get a quotation, a piece of paper for someone, and it says £400,000 or £500,000, sometimes more, unless you've sat in a room and experienced this, you're going to be like, no, what is that? Now, most people have a reference point for good quality, whether your vice is watches or supercars or whatever it is. You know, there's a reference point, right? You don't need to own a Rolex or an LP to know that that is an incredibly luxury item. Similarly with a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or a Rolls Royce, you don't have to own that to know that there's a certain level of quality and performance that comes with that. Cinema is a very different game. Not everyone has had one. Some that have don't necessarily always go to this level. So really, this room exists. One, it's the biggest space we have here. And two is I feel so strongly that you need to sit in that seat and be wowed to really understand why this room is worth the price tag that is associated with it. So what we've done, of course, is to try and make the room feel luxury. It's not all about the AV and the tech. Our industry is very guilty of always talking about loudspeaker technology or amplifiers, but the room is designed to be a nice, comfortable space. You can come in, it's very relaxing. Sophie's done a great job at putting in all these luxury scents. So one of the first things that normally happens in these spaces, people come through and they go, it smells amazing in here. What is that all about? And that doesn't normally happen in an AV technical showroom, does it? So it's all about lots of small details that come together to really make a space welcoming, inviting, and the sort of space that someone would want to invest for their own home.
The room looks absolutely gorgeous. It smells beautiful. This seating is quite extraordinary. Tell us more about the seating.
Yeah, so I don't think for a second anyone would have 3 different styles and types of seats in their own home theatre. But of course, we represent Moovia seating here in the UK, and they have a really wide range of seats. And as a result, we've got a different seat in every demonstration room we have here. And this was a chance to show 3 different styles of seats across various different price ranges in one setting. So we have it's really interesting, the middle row here, the Dallas, is the row that typically people look at and say they don't want until they sit on it. They come round all the other seats that look, far more European, more interior designer friendly, and they look amazing, and then they sit on the Dallas and they go, oh, okay, this is the one I want. Which is interesting because it's almost the classic cinema seat, right? It's a black leather seat, but it is like sitting on just cushions and air. It's amazing. It's really, really comfortable seat. But similarly, as we discussed in the room previously, fit, finish, build quality. You don't need to know what good furniture is. Just sit on these and think these are really good quality seats. They're handmade. They're spec'd with the client to their taste, their preferences. Every single part of it is customizable, from fridges that can go into the media bars and wireless chargers and customized lighting, customized motors. You can have a standard motor, you can go all the way up to a triple motor, independent headrest, backrest, footrest. in the Milano here on the front row, these turn into day beds, and they are deceptively far. They come out so much further than you think for a seat that doesn't look that deep. It just keeps going, and it keeps going. And yeah, this front row always sends people to sleep until the system's turned on, of course, but it just keeps going.
Where's it coming out from?
Yeah, I know.
It's just producing.
That's what I mean. It's deceptive, right? And that pushes back, and then if you're sitting on there, that you're going to have a very comfortable movie. Moovia. Oh, the puns. So one of the other very small details about this is people come in and they say, you know, what's the difference between a Moovia seat and something I could go and have handmade Italian, lovely furniture as well, and they both would be nice. One of the key differences is that these are controllable, and it's small details again, but it's always the small details that make it nice. You'll notice on the inside of the cup holders there's this LED lighting detail.
Beautiful detail.
Which is dimmable and is color tunable, so you can have warm white, cool white, whatever color of the rainbow you wanted. And along with the motorization of the seat, this is all controllable from your control system. So small details. You could have, a bit like in your car, memory seat 1. Your main person in the house could have theirs. Mrs. main person of the house can have her comfortable seating option. And one of the, again, small detail, but leaving the room, just being able to get up out the seat, press all off, and the seats retract back to like the default position. That's what your other sofa can't do. So it's a small thing, but it really is quite helpful.
So if you really absolutely love the people that you want to entertain and want to give them the most luxurious experience, how much the seating going to cost them?
Well, I think I'll preface this with very customizable, right? So all I can tell you is this exact seat and this exact configuration. So we've got the motorization, we've got the LED inset in the hardwood cup holders, we've got chargers in the inlays here on the side, and it will depend a lot on fabric choice. There's kind of a, let's say, a standard fabric, a designer, and a premium fabric as well, or premium then designer fabric. And this front row, for argument's sake, I would say is probably about 50,000 ex-VAT. Everything's always ex-VAT for me. So about 50,000 for the Milano daybed style, very nice. Moving to the Dallas here in the middle row, again in the leather, I think we're talking about 33,000 ex-VAT. And then at the back row there, where you'll see slightly different, wider configuration, we've got 5 seats there, and I would say that is about 27,000. So something to suit all different styles, types and budgets. And of course we could exceed this cost and we could come right down as well. So being the flagship theatre, we've got what we feel are the most popular models on display for this style of, you know, wider front row, then tiered seating at the back.
Excellent. Flagship theatre?
Yes.
Flagship products, flagship technology. What did you guys specify in here and to achieve what purpose?
Okay. So flagship for us here is it's taken different forms over the years. So it did not start in this configuration. It's just something that's slowly evolved and changed over time. Obviously manufacturers bring out new products. We partner with different manufacturers, so over time this specification has always changed, but it's always been the absolute best of what we could pick from the Habitech catalogue of products. So this is an all line source wisdom audio theatre. We have what they call Sage Line 3s at the front behind the screen as our LCR, and then we have Insight LA eyes everywhere else. And a couple of things really come into play with line source. You really need to be careful about how the theatre's designed and specified, because if your client's ears aren't in the right height of that line source driver, they're not going to get all the information. So small things like you'll notice here we have 3 tiers of seats. The rear speakers are installed slightly higher and they're actually angled down so that sound covers all 3 rows. Likewise with the line 3s at the front, if we had a speaker that maybe didn't comfortably span the ear height of all 3 tiers, maybe you have great coverage for your 2nd and 3rd row, but someone who's lying down here at the front on the Milano seat wouldn't get the full frequency response from the LCR. So as I was saying, flagship product means that we've basically tried to cherry pick the best from all the different categories. So we have a Christie 4K RGB laser at the back there, running with a madVR NV Extreme for the video processing. It means that Julian can come in and can do his video calibrations. He's a very happy boy. He's got his new lasers and measurers, and he's done a great job making this Christie absolutely sing. Screen research, masking screen, motorized for different aspect ratios, and we're running a StormAudio all digital Evo processor, so that's all working over the network. So there's gone are the days of having to use XLR cables and lots of different interconnects. It all works on the network, and we're using Wisdom's DSP amplifiers to back this up. So really, from end to end, top to bottom, it's absolutely the best we can get, and the result really, I think, speaks for itself, because you don't often get a client that doesn't sit there and it's just like, oh my god, this is amazing. It's why we do it. So yeah, it's good. It's really good fun. So the projector is the same as it was at the cinema event. The only thing that's changed is the calibration. One thing that always catches people out, especially in our industry, is right now, would you say that's a bright image?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very bright image. But
It's
also,
vibrant.
yeah, and black is black, right?
Yeah.
But have you also noticed all the lights are still on?
Oh yeah.
This thing is dialed back. Julian in his calibration has it running at about 45%. So this is a
Right,
15,000 lumen projector.
Wow. Okay.
Which you can, everyone wants the bigger number, right? So like sports car, no one doesn't want more horsepower. But at the same time, in a dark room, if you have that thing at 100% light output, you basically need sunglasses to watch the screen because it's
Right.
too bright.
Right.
So it's great to have headroom, but to get accuracy, and this is where it helps having the NV Extreme, allows Julian to do his calibration. We think we've hit the sweet spot.
Fantastic.
So yeah, bright, big, bright, punchy image. This is a 4.5 meter wide projection screen. Row in here is about 9 meters from the dedicated projection room at the back to that display. I say display, to the projection screen. Sorry. With the madVR, this image for me is, at its price point, I think almost unmatched. We've seen a lot of setups over a lot of years, and right now the only thing I've seen that beats this for several times higher in cost is micro LED. It's the only thing that comes close. Let's jump in, and we'll have lots of fun with the audio, but this scene is actually from Furiosa, the Mad Max saga. But I think it shows off the detail in the Christie exceptionally well.
The picture's absolutely pristine. Absolutely glorious.
One of those things that once you've seen it, it's really difficult to go back
It's
to anything else.
You've ruined me.
Yeah, it's a ruiner, this room.
Yeah, I've got to say that the picture's absolutely crystal clear. It's amazing, so vibrant.
I was going to say, I think one of the, you could probably give an opinion, but the, having seen that, I think one of the biggest mistakes, particularly when people are not sure what they're doing, when they're designing a big home theatre and they want loads of seats and everything, I think most people underestimate how bright the projector needs to be to get an image as vibrant as that.
Massively, especially when it comes to HDR. There is so much range needed from like the deepest of blacks to the brightest of scenes, that when you're, especially at big throw distances like this, the projector more often than not sadly gets underspecified, and sometimes that's purely down to cost. It's a price point thing, and sometimes they can't justify the price difference between something that's probably going to give them reference level and then maybe something that's going to comfortably achieve it. Whereas what we used to do in this room pre going to the Christie was we were at like the upper limit of the previous projector was giving it absolutely everything it could, and as a result it didn't have the dynamic range. Whereas this is currently at 45% brightness, it's got so much headroom, right? So much headroom, so when it needs that extra brightness for peaks, it can deliver it comfortably. No anamorphic lens in here, and that's only because on the Christie we don't need one. It's all about how you spec the lens, and again, as everything with cinema, it's good planning and good design that make the room all come together. The other thing that I find interesting in here, and definitely when we had a point source theatre before, even within Wisdom, was that if you were sat on the outer edges, I know you guys were obviously sat in the hot seat, but if you were sat here, you would hear this side channel and you would barely hear anything that's going on over there. In line source, it doesn't matter where you sit in this room, the side channel you're closest to sounds exactly the same level as the one on the other side of the room. So you're really increasing that kind of hotspot, that comfortable experience that you should get in the main position to other areas of the seats as well. The actual configuration of the room is an 11:3:6, and that means we have 11 on our bed layer, we have 3 behind the screen, we have a pair of front wides towed in and angled towards you, we have 2 sets of side surrounds and a set of rears. We have 3 subwoofers, in this case they're the Wisdom STS subwoofers. They are unfair to call them subwoofers, they are tidal wave generators. They play flat to 18 Hertz at about 130 dB, should you ever need them to. Obviously we're not tickling them in this room, they have so much output. And then we've got 6 of the Sage ICS 7As in ceilings, which you'll notice kind of not placed where normally Atmos speakers would be put, and that's purely because of the angled driver on these. But to give you more of an indication, that is roughly, give or take a few centimeters, there we go, what it is you're actually listening to. And you mentioned, I mentioned at the start about making sure you had coverage across to everyone's ear height on all 3 rows. This is a line 1 module. You put 2 of them together, it comes to a line 2. Can you imagine if you're now on the back row, you're not hearing that? And for those that haven't experienced line source, the difference between your head being in the middle of it and completely out of it, it's like someone's turned the mid and high frequency completely off. It's really alien until you've experienced it yourself. And those quite large boxes in the corner are the STS subwoofers. Each one's 159 kilograms. They are big, heavy units, but that also means that they have so much output in a controlled manner, most importantly, in a controlled way, that people sit where those seats are and they say, oh, you've got speakers under the seats. No, that's just good design. You don't need speakers under your seats.
And the third subwoofer, I guess,
believe it or not, it's under the projector and inverted 180 degrees. And that's purely to give as much seat-to-seat consistency as we could give in space. Placement of line source. So I was saying to you about how we have to angle these things and be a bit, not protective, but just careful about how we design these spaces. Because that line source speaker, that the driver has such good horizontal dispersion, but really controlled narrow dispersion. By putting them on the side, you can imagine all we're doing is increasing that coverage and making sure everyone is as close to being on axis as possible.
Hasn't blown my ears, it's put a big smile on my face. Incredible. And big shout out to Luke Giblian, who I interviewed. Thank you so much for that sound mix. You need to experience it on a Wisdom system.
The STS subs really shown off well in that scene. They're just so responsive, so controlled. Clips like that, when you just have such large dynamics from quiet to really loud explosions, and it just stops straight away when you need it to. They're really, really cool.
It always is one of the most extraordinary experiences ever in AV. And if a client wants that, what are they going to have to fork out?
I would say this exact configuration with all the kit we've got in here now, set up, calibrated, I would estimate about £350,000. Not a small amount of money, but equally we're nowhere near kind of topping out as well. If you've got people that want to spend more, it also depends on the size of the room. This room is designed to get, yes, it's our flagship theatre, let's not forget that within this product range that we've spoken about, the only bit in here that's not entry level is the LCR. The LAIs are, yes, they're line source, but they're within Insight's range of product, which is the baby of 3 generations of product. So there's many tiers above this we can go, and yeah, to some people they might not hear the benefit to it, so it doesn't mean to say it's better. It's very personal, so if you're someone who can't tell the difference, great, you don't need to spend that much money. But there are lots of people who just love it, and they can get a bit involved and stuck in, and they can hear the difference, so great, let's do it.
Yeah, if you're Tom Cruise and you don't have this, missing out.
You're not watching Mission Impossible in the best way, are you?
Absolutely. Whenever we drive home from this experience, there was always for about half an hour, just in silence.
And motivated. Always motivated.
Always. The thing is, it's really important for all integrators and anyone in this industry and anyone who just loves movies and who's enthusiastic about recreating the audiovisual the prowess that filmmakers come up with, to celebrate it. This is a proper celebration of amazing talent, and unless you've experienced this, you don't know where things can go, and it's always a wonderful experience because it inspires you to go that bit further. For people who can afford to get these systems, you have to be in a position to have experienced it so that you can share that with others, to say, if you've got the means, I can deliver you the goods way above anything that you ever expected.
Yeah, 100%. People think residential home theatre can't be as good as commercial cinema. With not very much effort, you can absolutely surpass it in every regard. Very easily.